Hey, this is Hardline, Destructoid's video game news podcast. We are back. I'm joined by Bill Zoker
What's up?
and Brett Makedonsky.
Hey, homies.
And Steven's gone because he's in France, right? Throwing bread in a hole.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
Is that what the kids call it these days?
I don't... that should be.
I'm
I
gonna throw my
don't know
bread
if
in
he's
your hole,
done it
girl.
yet, but he wants to. He's at Game Connect, I think is the
Something
expo.
like that.
Something like
Paris-
that.
There's like Paris Game Day, and then there's Game Connect.
It's actually game baguette. Bad French jokes. Moving on.
Yeah, that was...
Listen, man. For all our viewers at home and listeners at home, we did a live stream last night, which involved getting really drunk. And
Well...
this is the first time on air, Max.
By we, you mean you and Max, not Brett and I.
Yeah,
thankfully.
You
Although
guys just
I feel
got
like it anyway.
you guys just got drunk in an alley for I don't know why.
Something
if
like
Max, If Max is here, why are we stuck with Bill?
Damn.
Oh.
Because Max is not willing to condescend to being on a show like Hardline.
Oh no.
There's not enough
Heard.
goofs.
Never liked that. Never liked that Max guy.
that. No, we love Max.
He's
He's
alright.
awkward to hug. He's super awkward to hug. He's too tall. You're like hugging his nipple. Your face.
You
is
don't
like
hug
his
him,
nipple.
he hugs you.
Well, the key is you have to kiss his nip when you do that. It unlocks the
I
treasure.
It's a reflex, but bad start to the show.
Or a great
It's
start.
As if it were going to start any other way. So we don't have a lot we want to talk about. Brett and I recently wrote some articles that we kind of liked, I think. Mine was okay. I like Brett's. So we were talking about games that were unintentionally scary. And for mine, I had Earthworm Jim 2. If you remember, there's a mini game where puppies are being thrown left and right, and you have to bounce them on a marshmallow to safety. And if you miss, they like literally explode into goop, and then a dog will get mad at you and come kill you if you mess up enough. And that frightened me as a child.
What
A
the hell?
demonic dog.
Yeah, he turns into so that's the thing is so Peter Puppy is the guy's name. It's like a well-known Earthworm Jim character. When he gets mad or his emotions overpower him or whatever it was, he just morphs into this crazy demon-looking dog, and I did not care for that. Also, it was a difficult minigame in and of itself, so...
Yeah, Earthworm Jim was pretty creepy, especially when you get to the hell level.
The whole series is just kind of
It's got that weird
surreal.
that weird uncanny surreal art to it, and the whole thing just feels wrong.
Just a little bit unsettling. I mean, I love both games, but
Yeah.
And then I kind of this wasn't the main focus of my article, but there's also that level in Earthworm Jim 2 where you're a blind cave salamander, and you're kind of just like this is like the third level, by the way. You're flying around in what appear to be intestines, and there's these little like the walls are pulsating and you can't hit them. It's just and then it turns into a game show at one point. It's like I miss this weirdness in video games. We had a lot of that in the PS2 days, but it's like just relegated to indie games now.
Well, Brett was just telling me how he's really enjoying D4, and that's a super weird game.
Ooh, yeah.
D4. I have a feeling when this year wraps up, it'll probably be my second game of the year, second favorite.
Wait, what's
Love
your?
it.
Yeah, what's your
Valiant
top?
Hearts. Valiant Hearts. Let's not.
Oh, yeah,
let's
yeah,
not
yeah.
going
I forgot.
anywhere.
I
Yeah.
forgot that exists.
So far, my favorite game of the year is Shadow of Mordor. That game is excellent.
I will have to play that before we do voting.
I'm probably gonna play the shit out of Smash Bros, but Smash Bros is the kind of game I feel like is outside of something like Game of the Year, because that's an institution in gaming that's going to be played until the next one comes out. Like that's not really a game of any year. That's just a game eternal.
Yeah,
People still play Melee.
I will say it's true. I will say I stopped playing the 3DS version, and I keep reminding myself, oh yeah, I should probably play a little bit of that to justify buying it in the first place.
You don't need to play that. Wii U version's all you need.
There's also the Master Chief Collection coming out, which I'm really excited for. But again, that's a bunch of games that have already come out, so I don't know if I would really rank that as a game of a year.
That feels weird to call a game of the year.
When it's an anthology.
Can we go back to Earthworm Jim? Because that was a
Yeah,
better
let's do it.
conversation.
Yeah, let's
Didn't
do
the
it.
creator turn out to be an asshole or something?
Yeah, there's always some guy in anything related to these games where he's like, he's an asshole. He hates gay people. I don't. It's
He made a
comments.
character that was basically a wiener.
Which character is that? Oh,
Earthworm Jim.
Come on, Jordan.
He's practically
Pay attention.
a penis in a suit.
I'm having this giant revelation about how Jim now looks like a penis. My mind's going out of control. But no, yeah, he made comments, and I guess has some less than ideal opinions on. I don't know what the exact comments were. It was a while ago, and I feel like they're exaggerated by internet people. But I never fully understood the whole being unable to separate one creator from what they worked on when tons of other people worked on the same project. Shadow Complex was the same way.
That's a fair point. I mean, with Shadow Complex, I remember a lot of people suggested offsetting contributing to what's his face by donating the same amount to a gay rights organization.
Yeah,
which is fair.
Did the creator of Shadow Complex turn out to be like a huge gay hater? Or
well,
something?
he was like already known for that, right? He's an author, like a book author, right?
Yeah. What's his name?
Like,
Orson Scott Card.
Yeah, Orson Scott Card.
The dude at Chair.
No. The guy. Okay, so the guy who wrote the story for the game, who does not work at Chair, he's an author.
All right, that makes more sense.
Well, and then the big example of this would be Fez and Phil Fish, which makes a little bit more sense given how vocal he is and how connected to that game he is. But still, it's like I don't know. I can enjoy Fez on its own. I can separate the two in my mind.
Phil Fish isn't even that bad. He just has no filter when he talks.
People take
he's obnoxious more than he is like a bad person.
They take him very seriously, and it's like, why?
To be fair, I didn't really enjoy Fez on my own. So
was it because of Phil Fish or was it the game?
Just the game, not all that.
That's fine,
in my opinion.
Like
a lot of people love that game.
I don't particularly love Cliffy B, but I have enjoyed some Gears of War a couple of times.
Yeah,
like it doesn't really matter.
It's because you're a dude, bro.
Yeah, man. I love driving my meat boat through the alien fight. Shooting my man hose.
That's another game where you went inside a giant something or other.
You
cut
your way out of it.
Thinking back to Earthworm Jim again, that's one of those games like I say that it has the Ren and Stimpy factor, where it's so unsettling and creepy that like as a kid I could never enjoy Ren and Stimpy because I was always just a little on edge, creeped out by it. That's kind of how Earthworm Jim was for me too.
Yeah, it definitely fits into like there was kind of a environment of that kind of tone going on in the early 90s.
Yeah.
Like with Ren and Stimpy and just like weird, surreal cartoons, and Earthworm Jim was definitely like the video game of those cartoons.
It was. It was just how did they get away with this shit?
What's weird was the cartoon was not that at all, as far as I remember. Like it was. I think it was played pretty straight in the cartoon.
I vaguely remember the cartoon.
I think it's just a regular ass cartoon.
Wait, there was an Earthworm Jim cartoon?
Yeah, there was. There was.
There was a cartoon for anything in the early 90s. Anything that was made, there was a cartoon of.
I'm sure it has not held up very well. Maybe it has. I don't know, but I would be surprised if it's decent nowadays.
Yeah, it's probably no Freakazoid.
Ooh, Freakazoid's a good one of those.
I like cartoons. I like to watch drawings move. Video games.
Okay, so I that was mine, but Brett did one of these articles too.
Yeah.
About fun houses.
So Jordan kind of got me thinking. We're leading up to Halloween. I thought it'd be fun if a few of the people on this site could write about just either a game that was kind of unsettling to them as a kid, or just like a theme that was unsettling to them as a kid. And I was thinking I was gonna do Echo the Dolphin, and then I realized that one's a little bit played out, even though my reasoning isn't as played out as just kind of everyone else's. I never got to like the final boss, which is apparently like a giant alien. I got to like the second level and there's this octopus that you have to go really slowly past, or else he just whips you with his giant tentacle. Just fucking dude, I hated that as a kid. Hated it. Anyway, so I strayed away from the dolphin, and I went with fun houses. Specifically Krusty's Fun House, which is a game where you're Krusty the Clown from The Simpsons, and you have to. It's basically like Lemmings. There's these rats running around, and you have to make a path for them to like have Bart kill them ruthlessly. But it plays this like warped, distorted chiptune funhouse circus music the entire time, and Krusty has this weird smile grin on his face, and it's crazy weird.
I have not played this game, but just looking at the lone screenshot you used in your article, it looked like it did not look happy to me.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
And then,
I remember playing those old Simpsons games like on the NES, and they were creepy. They were creepy games. Like even what was it, Bart versus the space aliens or whatever.
I can't.
I think that was the one.
Yeah,
I
the
played
names
most.
were not easily. They're not easily remembered. Because at least I can't remember them.
I played a lot of creepy games back on the NES. Like when I was the NES was the first system I really remember having when I was a kid, which is like as far back as I can remember in my life. And I had like Athena, which was a weird game because you get a shillelagh and you have to hit like pig centaurs and stuff.
I've never heard of this.
It was a weird game. And then I had Fester's Quest.
Oh, okay.
Adam's Family?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fester's Quest was a really weird game because you're playing as Fester and you're just like running around, and it's got like kind of like shmup mechanics, but it's an action adventure where you're top down walking around and stuff, and it's just really weird and creepy. You know what scared me more than anything? I'm sorry. Let me get this out. You guys wrote your pieces. Let me say my piece. The creepiest thing in a video game when I was a kid, I think, is in fucking Zelda, the hand that comes up down from the ceiling and grabs you in the dungeon.
What? Oh yeah.
That scared the shit out of me as a kid.
That and the what are the name of the zombies? Are they called the Re-Dead?
Something like that, yeah.
I can't remember what they're called. But
I mean, are you actually talking
You
about
play more
Ocarina?
Zelda than I do.
In like Ocarina, you're talking about the Shadow Temple, right?
I'm talking about fucking NES, dude.
Oh.
I said when I was a kid.
Sorry, I was thinking of Ocarina of Time because I think they still do that, but
Probably.
yeah, those are pretty common examples. Also,
Damn it.
you're basic.
Yo, dog. No one knows what Athena is, though.
No one.
I don't. My other example was like the first video game I've ever played, which was Mickey's Mousecapade. The first level is called Fun House, but it's really more just like a normal house, but it's called Fun House for whatever reason. And like Mickey has fucking ninja stars, and he's throwing them at like spiders and snakes and shit. And there's this witch, and you have to, if you like, so there's like hidden things where like you shoot a window, and it's like hitting the window sometimes. And sometimes like cake will pop out, or a diamond, which kills everything on screen. But sometimes a bird will fly out, just take Minnie away, and you're just like, whoa, why did that happen? And so then you have to find a key, and then you go into this like castle, like this one frame castle level where there's like 4 statues, and she's just hidden in one of them. And if you guess the wrong one, they all disappear, and then you have to go out and like find a new way in and try again. It probably isn't unsettling at all now, but like it was my first game, and it just kind of had like a weird ramification on me.
It sounds more annoying than anything to me, but
Yeah. Now, then at the end of the level, they jump into this picture frame, and they do this creepy like pose where they're both smiling, and they just got like stuck in a picture frame. I don't know. I don't know about that game, guys.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
well,
That was like
when
the first video game I've ever played.
So I think that explains a large part of its impact on you. Well, so you were. I didn't want to interrupt Brett again, so I held off. But
Okay.
N64,
Thank
I
you.
feel like most of the creepy ass games are on N64 because of those shitty like muddy textures and the low polygon count. Like Majora's Mask, ugh, no.
Yeah,
I had
I never actually played that one, but it seems like a super creepy game.
So I played Majora's Mask to completion when I got it on GameCube as part of the collector's edition. But when I played it on 64, I could barely get into it at all because
Same.
between the Happy Mask Salesman and the moon and the clock tower and the Skull Kid and all that stuff, it was and the constant like sense of urgency because time is running out.
Yes.
Just that was a tough game to process as a kid, man.
Yeah, when I was a shitty kid and that game came out, I'm like, oh, it's like Ocarina of Time, but you only play as a kid the whole time? Fuck that! I don't want to be a kid. Be a grown ass man with a big sword.
Yeah, no, I knew I loved Zelda at that point, but the mechanics were just a little too advanced for me at the time to be able to really wrap my head around and feel comfortable playing and enjoy, I guess.
Uh-huh. I mean, I had barely played any Zelda games at that point, and N64, Super Nintendo and N64, those were the games I most rented, those systems. So I don't know why I rented Majora's Mask, but I did. But I must have gotten an hour at most in before I was like, this is too much. I can't handle it. Mostly because, well, yeah, the characters are creepy in that game, but the time, just the fear of the moon was too much. I'm not into games usually where time is counting down, except for maybe Dead Rising. Too much pressure.
That's my biggest example of games I hate where time is counting down. I can't stand Dead Rising. Back to Majora's Mask. When you actually figure out all the different paths to get the masks and just kind of what you need to do on different days and characters you need to meet, and then how you actually use the time mechanic to your advantage and all that stuff, it's a really rewarding game.
Mm-hmm.
But until you get it, it's frustrating.
That's exactly how I feel about Dead Rising because I hated it at first. The original Dead Rising 2, I was way into that, but the original Dead Rising, yeah, I just found it really frustrating. And then I took the time to, well, I mean, I looked up. I had to resort to looking up just here's where you need to be, here's what you need to do to get me started anyway. And then at that point, I was like, all right, now I can kind of like work my way into this and figure it out from here. And then I liked it, but.
So I've never appreciated Dead Rising as a full retail game, but I actually do really enjoy the downloadable Case Zero and Case West that they did. Uh-huh. If you put that experience into something a little bit more bite-sized for me, I'll totally dig it. But if you're trying to get me to stretch this out across 40 hours or whatever, it's too much to keep track of.
It's funny you say that because it wasn't until Case Zero came out, I played that and I loved it, and then that made me go back and revisit the first one. And then I ended up liking it. So I'm totally with you there.
Maybe that's what I need to do. I'm not going to, but maybe that's what I need to do.
I would not. At this point, I think it's okay that you're not into it.
Too many games to play, man.
I haven't really played a lot of the Dead Rising games that much, largely because the time limit stuff annoys the shit out of me. Like, I can't stand that. But for what I've heard from other people, I feel like Off the Record is probably the best one so far. Just because like you can do co-op and Off the Record, and there's no time limits. Like they actually have like a sandbox mode where you can just dig around and not have to worry about anything. And, and they just like loaded it up with goofs. Like you can get an alien butt probe as a weapon. It's just like all kinds of weird shit like that.
Yeah, the whole game is like that.
Nice.
So I think you would find that part good.
I like butt probes. So that's our spooky game episode, huh?
Yeah,
right in time for Halloween.
It is.
Yeah, we got a couple more going up. Nick Rowan's went up on Wednesday. I don't know when this is going to go live, but I think maybe Brittany has one going up today. Other people are working on them too. We'll have them going up through Halloween as part of Destructoid's Halloween of original content
that we've thought of at the last.
A scary amount of original content on Destructoid.com.
Yeah, that's what we've been trying to focus on lately. Is just,
I mean,
do stuff that's fun to us again.
We also have the top 9 definitive cats in video games, and a little bird tells me we're gonna have a follow-up story of the cats we missed.
Oh no!
And yesterday, in honor of National Cat Day, I let a stray cat into my friend's house, and then I put him in the tub with the Kinect because I thought that was funny. And there were a lot of people on there that were like, "This isn't news. Why are you posting this? I only want news."
I feel like there were even more people that liked it or didn't mind it, which was kind of surprising to me. Fair amount of people were into it, it seemed like.
Brett, I'm surprised people like anything you do.
Yeah, I am too.
That was my Jordan impersonation.
I'm not a likable guy, but I'm a super cool guy.
All right, Jordan, wrap it up.
Are you? What's going on? Are you
I
filming this at
assume
Wuhan
so.
or something?
Brett and I can't see Bill's footage right now the way we're recording this, but I assume Max is doing dishes.
He's washing something out in the sink, so I'm muting my mic.
All right, I will end this until you have to interrupt because I didn't end it properly. But thanks for listening. You can find the full version of this in an audio-only form on iTunes. You should check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/dtoid, for whatever Bill and Max are doing. I think they're playing Shadow Warrior.
Yeah, we have a Shadow Warrior Let's Play going up over the next few days.
And they're drinking and playing games.
Why don't we have their job? I want Max and Bill's job.
Well, considering that I just had a sponsorship deal to get drunk on a stream, like I kind of like my job. It's a pretty good job.
The video games thing is bullshit.
So yeah, I'm done.
Goodbye.
Bye.